Leo, this is your check-in. We are going to take a look at what is next for you. So let's get right into it. I'm going to pull some tarot cards and then some oracle cards to top it off. So what is next for Leo? What is next for Leo? What is next for Leo? Interesting. I make my own justice, is what I heard. I make my own justice. This feels like a game of Clue, in the sense that it's like somebody tried to come for you, and you're like, no. No, I know exactly who, I know exactly how, and I know exactly where. That's funny. And you're like not fazed by it at all. Immediately you're just like, we got the Ten of Swords. We got the Justice card. And we got the Nine of Cups. This does not okay, this is one of two things, because what's already come out, this is either somebody really trying to come for you in some sense, whether that is at work or within a interpersonal relationship, and you just not taking their bullshit. You immediately calling them out for it and being like, here, if you have an issue with me, like, tell me. Somebody like trying to do some weird things behind your back, possibly spreading a rumor, some gossip. I don't usually read stuff that way, but that's what's coming out. If somebody is trying to talk shit about you, you hear about it and you are immediately face them and are like, what's your problem? And this does not even touch you. This does not, I'm getting like this image of, you know how some birds have like impenetrable feathers? So they, when they are in water or when it rains, the water actually doesn't get through their feathers. I think penguins are like that too. Where just the feathers, gorgeous and protective. If that's not a Leo. Gorgeous and protective. Okay, then the other option that we have here, because I don't like to fearmonger, I don't want you thinking somebody's talking shit behind your back, because that's not always the case. That's one or two of you, okay? The other people, this might be a situation, for example, your relationship or your job or a friendship where it's just like things have been adding up. One little stab after another, one little jab after another, and you're just like, you know what, I've had it with this. And same thing, like you're just like, you demand to be treated correctly. And you are absolutely in your power to do that. You are not overstepping in this. You are just demanding that you're being treated fairly and that you are taken into consideration, is what I heard. And the fact that you demand this will lead to you feeling good about yourself, because you're like, yeah, I'm getting nobody puts baby in a corner. You're like, yeah, I am baby. And nobody puts me in a corner. Like, no. So let's get some advice from Spirit on how to deal with this. You know what? There's two that came out, but I'm going to take it as one, so we'll get two more. Because that Ace of Pentacles was hiding behind the Temperance, which to me feels a little bit like a little a little bit of support. I got you. There's some support there. So temperance is spirit balancing out some things. Somebody's gonna get their karma. Somebody is definitely, there's a, I mean, we have justice and temperance in one spread. This is you demanding your justice, and this is spirit backing you up. And spirit being like, again, if this is a rumor, if this is something that you're not aware of, if this is some kind of situation that's happening behind your back, then this is spirit snitching on them. This is spirit being like, by the way, this is spirit having your back. And in terms of how to deal with this, you are so strong. And you are immediately going to step to the plate, and you are immediately going to squash whatever this is. But spirit wants you to acknowledge, don't just like be the proud, strong lion. Acknowledge that this is also something that possibly hurt you. You don't have to let them know, but acknowledge your feelings. Feel your feelings. You should let somebody know. Hey, this person did something behind my back and it hurt me. Hey, this person has been, because again, it's the Ten of Swords, so it might have been like repeated little jabs. So if this is like a job situation, it's like being overworked, being underappreciated, being like your boss constantly asking you to do something and then taking the credit for it. Just like one little thing after another, after another, after another. And so you finally being like, and now I've had it, can also mean like I'm quitting for my mental health. I'm releasing because we have this Five of Cups. It can mean that you're cutting something or someone out, and that you're going to be really proud of yourself for doing so. But you can be proud of yourself for putting yourself and your mental health and your self-worth first. And you can still at the same time grieve the lost opportunity. You can grieve the lost relationship. You can grieve whatever it was that didn't fulfill you in the way that you had hoped. But know that overall, Spirit has got your back, and there is a blessing in this. It's kind of tough sometimes, especially if you're the ferocious lion of the animal kingdom. You know, who's ever there to protect you? Who's there to fight for you? You always have to have your own back. So I'm letting you know Spirit has your back. Spirit has your back. And it's okay to feel... It's okay to feel some grief around this situation, but ultimately this is a blessing. Let's get some more energies around this. This is the 11th house. The 11th house came out. If this is a friend, if you find out about a friend that's been not so loyal, because you are very loyal. And because you are very loyal, you deserve friends that are very loyal. And if you're about to find out about a friend that you just accepted as being loyal, and you found out that their understanding of loyalty is absolutely not in alignment with your understanding of loyalty, yeah, that would make sense. And then we also have Aquarius and we have Pluto. Aquarius could definitely mean like information coming in. Aquarius can also mean that you are righting a wrong, like bringing something back into balance. And Pluto is like something, yeah, it just feels like a deep shift of something that was like off, and you're bringing it back into a more, just something that makes more sense. I'm really getting the sense of like the great fierce lion having made itself a little bit smaller for a while. So I'm not sure what that's about, but you should know. So I'm going to get a card on how during this time can you get in touch with spirit or your higher self to receive guidance for Leo. How can Leo receive guidance during this time? Divination, which is what we're doing here, tarot cards. But divination also means paying attention to signs, not ignoring signs, especially if they are racking up. If you're getting sign after sign after sign, but again, you're so loyal to that friend, to that situation, to that job, you're like, no, I'm loyal, they're loyal, but you're getting sign after sign after sign. It's time to assess which justice is about. Justice isn't just about coming up with a decision and being like, well, that's what it is. Justice is about taking information, taking facts, and assessing what is right, what is wrong. So, I get the strong sense that you need to pay attention to signs and synchronicities and notice if something is not in alignment, and notice when your idea of loyalty does not align with other people's idea of loyalty. I think that your picture of loyalty is a more pure version than other people might have. Catching Blossoms. Catching Blossoms is very much kind of like an Ace of Pentacles situation, because it is about kind of catching the fruit of your doings. And so again, there's something that has been repeatedly done to you, and I don't think you acted out. It's a Leo reading, right? But I'm getting so much imagery around your sign. I'm getting this idea of a lion laying on a rock and like an animal coming and messing with its tail. And the lion being like, oh, yeah, whatever, okay. Just wiping away the tail and just being like, oh, come on. But once you get that lion angry, you don't want to get that lion angry, because he will make sure you never touch its tail again. That's the vibe I'm getting. This is a blessing because you're about to state your boundaries. You're about to be like, and this is where I draw the line. And it sucks that somebody's going to drive you to that point or something, but you're going to feel, because it is absolutely justified, you're going to feel like $1,000,000, because you're going to be like, oh, I stood up for myself finally. Like, I did not want to deal with that shit anymore. Inspire. Try to be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. And look at her hair. Very Leo. Inspire. The last card is always like a little bit of motivation. I'm getting right now, if you're standing up to someone, it could end up being something that sets them straight in a way where they're like, you're right. You're totally, I'm sorry. I did it. I kept getting away with it, but you're right. But also it might inspire someone else to be like, you know what, I need to stand up for myself too. That's why I'm getting strongly, if this is kind of a work situation. Also, I'm getting so many messages now, because we have the 11th house, right? That is friendships, but that is also networks. So if you are about to share, I'm getting such specific messages. If you're about to share something about how you were bullied on social media, it will inspire other people to stand up for themselves as well. There's something where you do something, you stand up for yourself in a way that makes it seem so effortless, and other people are going to be like, yeah, what they said. You know, so if this is again a work situation, so it's like just like a company or a boss that is just finally getting to you, and you're like, and this is where I draw the line, other coworkers are going to be like, yes, and they're going to back you up. I don't know how, but Spirit has your back. You have backup. Okay? And you're going to inspire other people to stand up for themselves as well. And there's going to be some kind of beautiful thing that comes from this situation. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope I get to read for you again sometime. Till then, take care.